Hello everyone, welcome. We are playing Modern today. We're playing Blue-White Flash, and this hand looks keepable. Not much action, like a spell puller or anything, but we have this resto to get to and a couple disruption spells to get there. So I'm going to keep. Opponent's on the draw, or play rather. We are on the draw. This could be Death Shadow. If so, they will likely thought seize my path, which makes their hand considerably worse. Alright, Siren Vision's probably going to lead with a tap land on my end. And what I draw. Oh, second path is actually great if this is Death Shadow. Colonnade, pass back. This Mana Leak should be decent too. They're a little non-bow with Path to Exile, which is a reason why I don't like Mana Leak all that much. Talked about a little bit playing Remand or Censor instead of Mana Leak. Censor Path obviously makes the Censor even more worse, but you can cycle it at least. Ooh, is this like just a Gurmag Angler right off the bat here? Or Tassiger? Pretty strong start for the opponent. But that's what these decks do. Get big creatures out fast. Tassiger. So I'm going to have to deal with that relatively quickly. I think I am going to give it a turn with Mana Leak up though. And probably take 4. So you can't activate for value yet. And if it doesn't deploy anything, I have double path to play through a counterspell anyway, so I think this is fine. Do I want to Mana Leak this? I think I do. So once we fire off these Path Exiles, these Mana Leaks are going to get pretty bad, so the chance of utilizing one now seems like the right call. He might deploy another threat here, but we have double path for him. Like, I'd rather that happen than have our path be taken. Condemn's interesting. It's a little bit stronger than Path to Exile. The question is, do we want to let him hit his third land drop or fourth land drop so that he can get value with the Tassiger? I think I'm gonna just pass it back. I'd rather again try to utilize Mana Leak while I can. Take 4. Try to leak the Snapcaster. So if they have a follow-up play, perhaps. Could be Death Shadow. Yep. Alright, so now we can actually condemn the Tasigur, which kills the Death Shadow. Which is a pretty cool play, so I think I'm going to try it. Could have a counterspell for it, but we still have double path, so not too worried. Resolving this condemn is going to be huge, because it also sets them back quite a bit. Let's see if we get it. This looks like an activation. Yes. I'm gonna give them Siren Visions or Thoughtseizes. Don't want to give them Tasigur or Snapcaster Mage, I don't think. Want to give them a card that I can spell Queller. Let's give them Thoughtseize. Damn, too strong. Kills 2 creatures. Alright, spell Queller, path up. Seems like enough. I'm gonna lead on Thoughtseize, I would imagine. Spell Queller it. Okay. So the opponent did that at the wrong time and got their Thoughtseize permanently exiled, which is pretty bad for them. Unless, of course, they didn't want to take the damage, but I can't imagine that's the case. They just, their timing was poor there. Gurry. Any card left in hand. I'm just gonna deploy this Path Exile right away. Alright, pass turn. Let's start tagging Colonnade soon. We will likely play this Restoration Angel no matter what here. Death Shadow, sure. So the opponent did not mess up with the Though Queller, we would have been down this path most likely. I guess they could have taken Resto, but something to consider. They have another play. It's the last card, Snapcaster Mage. Just for Saren Visions. Sure. We'll go ahead and play Resto now, I think. Just before they draw. Snapcaster's not threatening. I'm probably not going to waste the path on it. We're winning the race currently. Looks like they bought them both. Still got a random card though. Pretty nice draw. Not the best against Snapcaster. Like, we don't want to return Snapcaster Mage, but we can like use it to save our Restoration Angel, and then Blink Venser again with Restoration Angel. It's all pretty good lines. I don't think I'm going to just randomly deploy it because we're winning the race anyway, so I don't really see the point. I'd rather save it as a trick. However, if we draw a land, we have lethal if we deploy the Venser. So let's just do it. This Shockland's fine. They're not going to really be able to shock themselves anyway. Normally, I wouldn't really want to return a Shockland because they want to utilize that. Alright, that's game. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. This deck seems relatively well designed to deal with Death Shadow decks with the 8 spot removal main board, and the fact that Condemn can end up being really, really spicy, as you saw there. I don't have a ton I want to sideboard. I think I want to bring in the Supreme Verdict. Mana Leak seems kind of lackluster. Wall Omen's probably not the best, but probably fine. Do we want like the Gideon or the Kitchen Finks? Maybe the Cryptic. I don't think Spreading Seas is any good. I don't think Negate matters too much. Dellion Click's not the greatest. Bring in a couple Kitchen Finks. Shave a couple Mana Leaks. Mana Leak was good there, but things just kind of lined up well for us. In that match. Normally they're not the best because their stuff gets out of range pretty quick. I'm actually going to try to cut all of them, I think. Surgical's okay against the Death Shadow deck because they have like minimal threats and they also have Snapcaster Mages. So you can kind of get them with it. It's better if you have like discard spells though. I don't generally like bringing in Surgicals against anything except for graveyard-based decks, unless I'm playing like a Thoughtseize deck. Then we'll bring it in against like combo, maybe some more linear strategies. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and play Grixis. We'll see what happens. 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 We' Um, Tempted to try it though. It's really good if they go for a Snapcaster on something. Let's just do Gideon and one negate. Let's try that, see how it works for us. We have like Liliana's. Seem okay against us. We can negate. They have their own counter spells like Stubborn Denial. Oof, this hand. I'm gonna give it a try, just because it has a cantrip in it. And we are on the draw. But they leave with like a Thoughtseize here. We lose Ball of Omens. So we don't even care that much. Our hands. Yeah. Might even take the Gideon. Ball of Omens not threatening to them. Okay, that's a start. We need to find some disruption now. I don't like mulliganing hands that are like this hand was pretty bad, but mulliganing against the 8 discard spell deck is like so bad. That's what makes Death Shadow one of the best decks right now. Is opponents can't really afford to mulligan against it, or they're just so far behind. I think that's something you kind of gotta consider when you're looking at your opening hand against this deck. Stuff like Death Shadow, maybe even repairable, would be bad. Okay. Wonder what they'll take here. Probably the Wall of Omens. Snapcaster's the better card, but not in our hand currently. Yeah, our hand currently wants some stuff to dig to. Here's a Death Shadow. Alright, they're down to 3 cards though. If we can find a removal spell here, feel pretty good. Removal spell plus Snapcaster removal spell. Seems legit. That's not what we want. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll take 8 here. Deck's just so powerful. Sometimes I wonder if that Shadow is too good of a card. I'm not sure though. It was around for so long before people really started to utilize it too. Jeez. We deploy a Snapcaster here. Go to 9. This is another threat. We probably just can't win. Go play the snap out. Guess if we survive this turn and we draw Path to Exile, we can path Snap Path, which is pretty exciting. Or we could draw a Supreme Verdict. Condemn also works the same way. We have some silver bullets here. Opponent's smart, not attacking with Angler. They are at pretty low life. Not gonna have to play a Snap because, like I said, I wanna be able to chain Path Exiles. Spell Queller doesn't quite do it. Removal spell? Alright, we are still alive. I guess I could have lightning bolt though. Okay. Oh. So close. We even drew the farmland so we can dig into the Path Exile. But we're a mana short. 2 mana short from being able to do it twice. Alright. Surprisingly close to stabilizing there. Anything we want to change now that we're on the play? Mana leak is a bit better. Probably better than some of these 4-drops. You know, still not in love with the card, but I think we can bring in a couple. Actually, I don't really like Medallion Click either. And I'm not thrilled about the game. We haven't seen anything worth it. I'm just going to bring in a set of Mana Leaks again. On the play, they're much better. Let's see a little bit of better hand here. Well, said I don't like the mulligan, but we have no choice. It's not great. We'll keep it though. We'll bottom that. We'll leave with this. We get Thoughtseized here. Opponent probably takes one of our 2-drops. Either Mana Leak or Wall of Omens, I would assume. Maybe Snapcaster Mage if they feel like they're in for a longer game. Serum Visions, okay. Much preferred start from the opponent. And a discard spell. Don't mind that draw. Gonna keep Leak up. Want to utilize them while we can. to see a path or a condemn as our draw. I'll take an additional land too, but then after that, don't really want too many more lands. Yeah, your opponent's way behind on time. And they're not in danger of timing out, but they're pretty behind. Alright. They might be playing around Mana Leak here, which is fine. I'm just gonna throw it back to them. Could be a Thought Scour maybe. Might as well leak make position. So this is like the Hymn to Torah of Modern. Gross. Alright, well, we lost Fencer. Luckily, it hit the flooded strand. Alright. Not much action here, which is a bummer. I'd feel a lot better if we had Spell Color mana. Or something in our graveyard to utilize Snapcaster. I guess I could have kept up Snapcaster Leak, but I really wanted to dig for a removal spell. Death Shadow. Opponent still has so many cards in their hand. Right. Guess we need Supreme Brute pretty badly. These Spell Queller's not gonna get the job done. Jump here. Again, we're in a situation where we really need to draw a Condemn or Path or Supreme Verdict. Snapcaster. My own Snapcaster plus Mana Leak plays around drawing Supreme Verdict a little bit better, but it's more likely we draw a Path or Condemn, so I'm going to do Spell Queller. Yeah, they didn't kill with the trigger on the stack this time. What is this? Okay. Well, again with the rebuy. Pretty good. I want all of this, I'm pretty sure. Let's go Supreme Verdict as a last ditch effort here. Top. We'll do this now, play around counter magic. I think we want to path the Pacifier. And the Death Shadow. I'll attack for 2. Don't really want to block with Spell Queller. Probably gonna chump block with Snapcaster Mage though. Maybe not. We could probably afford to take 5. We have Condemn on top of our library. Condemn plus Spell Queller next turn. It's pretty nice. They deploy Threat this turn though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna just take 5. Snapcaster ambush vipering me. Much rather the opponent just take the damage here. With 3. Got lethal in the air. Pretty nice. Supreme Verdict is super awkward. Maybe I should have bottomed it. Having the Condemn is nice, but sure. Lethal multiple ways. Guess if they have a removal spell plus a blocker here, they're not dead. Want to condemn? Didn't want to condemn the Grimmack because then they gain life. Fatal push on Snapcaster. Pretty comfortable with that. Now if they have, they didn't have a permanently play. Let's use my condemn. Puts them to 1. With 1 card left in their hand. Not sure what they could even have here. So here we go. Alright, we got there. That was a very nice Serum Visions. Drew us into path, put condemn on top, verdict on top, but we didn't really need the verdict. Maybe should have bottomed it. Would have been a kitchen finks instead, which is probably considerably better. Gain some life, can chump block if we're in a situation where we need to do that. But yeah, the verdicts. The reason why I'm only playing 1 on the board because they're pretty bad with spell quellers, as you just saw. But yeah, that was a good match. I'm pretty sure Death Shadow in general is a decent matchup for this deck. So if you're expecting a lot of Death Shadow, I think this deck is a good choice. All right, let's see you in the next round.